This is the Iron Trader. Now the pit's closed here at 2:30. That was about 20 minutes ago. So we are going to review crude oil here and natural gas. At the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted. This video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, sell any stock, commodity, ETF. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. All right, here we have crude oil, your daily and your weekly chart. Now, very, very interesting day today. Okay, you can see where we had a big topping tail on Friday and a bottoming tail here today. Now, again, what was really the big deal was Iran was going to attack Israel on Friday, and then they really posted it towards the weekend, but then it was kind of like unconfirmed. So this is the candle that they had, okay, on Friday. So it was kind of like an indecision. Even though it was a topping tail, it was still right in your trading range, okay? Again, it happened over the weekend. I guess they 300 missiles and drones, but it really was, 99% of it was all taken out, and with really highly minor loss, I should say. Anytime you lose a life, don't get me wrong, I don't care who it is or where it is, what country it is, that's never a good thing, okay? So always put it that way. But again, there was just, as far as your oil goes, I should say, that just never was a good thing. So when I talk about this oil, I talk about different countries and everything, never take anything personally from me. I'm just trying to explain the best that I can here on what exactly is going on. I don't have any sides, nothing in the game. The only thing I have in the game is the charts, okay? So that's how we look at it, okay? So here's what we have here on a daily. We had a nice bottoming tail, and you got as low here as 84.05, but you notice that two key levels did hold, okay? So what we had there is your 83.85, that held, okay? And your 83.83, that held out very, very nicely. And we're back above the key 84.49. So this trading box is still intact. Just because you go below it, that doesn't mean anything. Just like we had here, this trading box here, and this candle went below it, that doesn't mean anything, just as long as we hold that on a closing basis, and we did. So your box here is very much intact. So here's what we do. We just follow that box right across here in sideways action until we go higher or lower. But look at this 21-day. This is why you want to trade the charts when it comes down there. This was just a beautiful scalping opportunity. I scalped UCO twice there, and I got a $1.50 here so far on UCO, okay? So very, very good trading here on the old crude oil, okay? So here's what we're looking at. Let's take the upside first. So you had 85.65. What you're looking for is 86.06. Okay, this is the key level. Now you look at this 8 SMA. You see how this morning it was rolling over because the candle was coming down. Now it flattened right on out here again, just like we had it here, just like we had here. This time of the year with the seasonality in play and really what goes on in the Middle East, okay, I don't think that's like a one day or one weekend kind of thing. This is going to be a constant thing where you're going to have to really pay attention to the news, because it's not just going to be the supply and demand, it's also the news. And also remember, OPEC there is still cutting that 2.2 million barrels. The U.S. right now is on the SPR was buying 3 million barrels a month. Now they're going to be picking that up here to 4.7 million barrels a month. Okay, so, and also Russia, they are cutting back on the oil. So everything is like in a bullish scenario. So when you see candles like this, all I see is opportunity, okay? That's the key, okay? So let's just look at it here. So the upside, we want to look here at 86.05. Next level, we want to look here as 86.38. And then we have 86.63. We follow the candles up, 86.98. 87.10, and this is a key level here. This is the 87.22, because as this rolls up, you notice these candles couldn't get above it. So that's going to be key. And then obviously we have your 87.63 and your breakout at 87.67. That was that high on Friday. Okay, so that's what we have. But your trading range here is still very, very nicely intact. So what we want to do on the downside is we look at Friday's low. That is at 85.24. You have 84.84, and then we have your 84.55. Now, again, what you always want to do is watch this key level, that 84.49. That's going to be very key on a closing basis. If that's lost, we have there 83.85, and then here is your key level, that 83.83, okay? So all your simple moving averages, your 8, your 21, your 50, your 100, and your 200, those are your key levels that you want to watch, and then we have your support and resistance levels here are in your candlesticks. Now, again, if that's lost, then we can just come right here, 83.21, and then we have 83.12 here. Okay, so that's what we're looking at as far as the scenario. And then what you can do, you can follow this down. You look at the high here, you have 82.65, which lines up very, very nice here. You have 82.60. Okay, so that's going to be a very nice big level here support. And then we can come all the way down here. You have look at the high, 81.92. Then we can follow the candles down here. You have 83.21. You can come all the way down here to 80.55 until you get down to your 50-day at 80.12, and then you have your 200-day at 79.53. But right now here, we're not worried about anything right there unless you lose that 21 SMA. I like to point it out for you, but again, until you lose that 21 SMA here, this is what you're really trading here. So just look at the top, that 84.49 here, because look how nice it held. And even today, spike low, but she's right back above here again. Okay, so that's what you got to watch. On the upside, that 8 SMA, very, very crucial. And then we can follow the candles up here, and then your big target is going to be that 87.67. Okay, so that was this candle here of last week's high. And then we look above that. If it keeps going, you're looking at 87.83. You have 88.29, and then you're looking at that 89.85. Let's just call that $90. And we rally up here, 91.23, 91.88, 92.43, and then 95.03. That's another big level. So these are your two big levels here, this 90 and your 95. That's what you'd be shooting for if, big if, you can break above and close above that 87.67. Right now, we just might have a nice trading range here, which is great for a guy like me because it's just a back and forth action. I scalped that UCO. I scalped the SCO here on the short side. It just was a great day trading in the crude oil. Okay, so your RSI here, you're looking good because just because you've got a little bit overbought situation doesn't mean it can't go right on but roll back up, because what you're doing is when you hold that top 7 level, all that's telling you is you have very, very big strength. Now your green went over your red, but that doesn't mean it can't curl up. Right now we got to see how this is all going to shake out here. So you want to watch them futures tonight at 6 o'clock till 8 o'clock and see where the candle is. So you want to watch today's high, very, very critical, 86.11, and today's low at 84.05. See where the candle starts and see where we can actually go. It's going to be higher or it's going to be lower, or maybe even an inside day. Now remember, the API report will be out tomorrow at 4:30. Now your weekly here looking good. Your MACD, green above your red, looking very good. Your RSI, plenty of room to run. And as I pointed out here earlier, this is a possible bull flag building here on the weekly chart. Okay, so as long as it doesn't close below the bottom of the candle, that would negate the pattern. But again, if you just even have a nice, say, another day of lower sideways action, that still is a nice bull flag here. And then once she rips, she'll crack right through that 87.67, and you're going to head right there to that $90 range very, very easily. Okay. Now again, I just want to reiterate that when I talk about crude oil and talk about the Middle East and in Iran and Iraq and and Russia, and don't say there's nothing personal coming from me in another way. Okay, I trade the charts. I have no opinion. I have no feelings. I have no excuses. I have nothing here. Okay, all it is what we're trying to do is make money off the crude oil. That's it. That's all we're trying to do. Long or short, it doesn't really make any difference. So, okay, so don't ever say that, oh, he doesn't want this, doesn't want that. No, it doesn't matter. We just have to trade what is happening in the world. That's what we do as traders. Okay, let's take a look here at natural gas. Okay, natural gas, what do we have here today? Okay, so we lost this key 21 day, and that told me as soon as we lost that and we lost Friday lows that you got to go shorty. Okay, so KOLD to me today was a very, very good trade. Okay, I scalped it in the pre-market, scalped it in the aftermarket, and I got 3 3/4 points out of that KOLD here so far. So that was a very, very good trading here on the short of the natural gas. Now, I thought possibly here that it could have done the same pattern. Okay, so when you have a topping red and then 3-day up, topping red, 3-day up, topping red, boom, and then another red, she came right on down. But if you look at where the bottom was today, 1.67. Okay, so I always say look to the left of the chart. Okay, there's your gap, 1.86, went below that, and then right there's your fill. Okay, what is it? 1.67. Okay, that's why I told you That's where you got to take level to level. If this level's lost, then you come down to the 170. That was lost. You come down to the 168. That's lost. You come right down to the 1.67. Okay, gap and fill. It's just like a mag to a refrigerator. Okay, that's just how that works. Okay, now again, if we keep going lower, the next target is going to be this 164 level, and then you have, what do we have here? You got the low 1.647. See, coming right across. And then we want to go to this candle here. You're looking at 1.589, which is right there. That is going to be the retest if you keep on going lower. Now, again, if you're going to really going to go off the map, then what we have here is you have 1.581 and then 1.57, and then your big retest down here at 1.52. If she keeps going lower here, okay? So, but again, when you look at this chart, you're thinking, oh, just this here, but really it's just a low, higher low, and so far a higher low. Even if it comes down to this 1.58 and you hold that, that'd be a good scalping opportunity here to go long. Now, I did not scalp any UNG here today. I don't even know if there was any possible scalps there, maybe a little bit here. It just wasn't worth it. The KLD was working really good, and I just stuck with that there today. Okay, so sometimes you just got to look at the trade and say, okay, this isn't going to work. I'm not going to force anything to say, I think this is going to go long. There's no thinking, okay? Let the charts tell you what you're going to do, okay? So upside, what you want to do is watch Friday's low. That's 1.73. Okay, and then we want to watch is this 1.76, and then 1.78, and then we have your 8 SMA at 1.80. That is going to be very, very crucial and very, very tough resistance here on the old upside. Okay, if you can break above, then we just go right there, 1.85, and then you have 1.89, you have 1.92, and then we have 1.94. Okay, that's the key. And then with the big target we're looking for here is that 2.0. The key, the whole thing is you got to get back to, above the 21-day, the 50-day, and the 8-day. Now, they're all jammed right on up here in one pretty much big, tight level. Okay, RSI coming down a little bit. Your MACD is still green. It looks like it wants to come over here, but we got to see how it's all going to shake out here. Okay, so watch those futures. That's going to be very, very key. Now, here by the end of the week, which would be Friday, this is what you're looking for. 1.746. You really want to close back above that. Okay, if you don't, then we might get another scenario just like we had here. Okay, as the 8-day now is still flattened out, but once it gets below that, it is tough as hell to get through that. Okay, so we had 3 really nice, good weeks there of higher highs and higher lows, but okay, now she looks like she's below. This is here, very, very critical. That's what we want to watch. All right, let's take a look at an hourly and a 4-hour. Okay, here we have your 4-hour chart. Let's see here. Let me bigger up a little bit. Okay, so what we do is we just follow the candles down. So there's your 1.67, and what do we have here? Okay, so this low here was 1.68, and then now we got into this gap, but we didn't fill that gap. Because the top of that is 1.649. We haven't filled that, and then we can also look to the low there. You have 1.65 here. You've got 1.64 level and then 1.58. But we haven't done anything yet, but this does not look very, very healthy, okay, as they say. So we got to see how it all opens up here. But the key is you had a low, higher low, higher low. And then once we started losing that, then you can see where she just rolled right on over. So what you want to do on the upside is obviously we want to watch this 1.74. There's your 8-day, and then we come right into your Hondo at 1.78, and then we have your 200-day at 1.79, and then you have 1.789, and then you have 1.81. So everything is kind of jammed up in this area here, but right now this is not looking good. It's kind of a bottoming tail, but you're really kind of isn't. It's just not a very good looking chart. It just looked like she's dumping right on out, okay? So again, you have to have a little patience with this. We had that really nice W pattern, ran up, left shoulder, head, and then right shoulder. Boom, she came right on down. Now, she went sideways action, and it was looking okay, and then she just dumped right off here, okay? So right now, you're fighting this 1.678. So that's what we're trailing. If that is lost, then what you're going to do is you got to go to that 1.64 level. Just remember that. And then right there here to the 1.58 level. That's what you're going to be going to if this 1.67 is lost. Upside, you want to watch that 8. Okay, we had that 21-day, your 50-day, but you really need to get back up into this area here. Okay, that's the key, especially on the top of that candle at that 1.79. Then you can rally up there. But again, we got to see how this all shaken out here. The seasonality should be kicking in here pretty soon, you would think, but it just doesn't seem to be working right now. But again, it's a good trade here if you just say, hey, have a mindset. I don't care if I'm long or if I'm short. You just want to trade what's in front of you, not what you want. So the KOL deal is working very good. And now I say, since that did a 2-for-1 split, that's down to like, well, it's sitting at 75.21 right now. It's a very, very economical way to trade on the short side versus $140, $160 stock, okay? So just remember that. But right now, it's just not looking too good here. You ended it with a red candle, and it looks like it just wants to go lower. Maybe retest that 1.58 level. Okay, that's what I got for you on crude and natural gas. I'll be back tomorrow morning before 8 o'clock, and we will do it all over again. Thanks for watching.